Welcome to The Planet, the podcast for L Word fans. I'm Elka.
And I'm Hilton. Casey.
And this week we'll be discussing episode 2 of season 5, Look Out, Here They Come, which has nothing whatsoever to do with the actual show.
I just realized what they're referring to.
Oh yeah?
Prison boobs.
Look out! Oh my god!
Here they come!
No!
Prison boobs!
I think maybe it refers to the bridesmaids. Look out! The bridesmaids are coming! Run for your lives!
Possibly.
Did you hear at the beginning Paris Hilton name dropped us? She's like, all my friends watch the L Word.
We're all her friends?
Yeah. They cut the part where she was like, me and my friends Casey and Elka always watch it on Sunday nights.
Are you a Paris hater or a Paris lover?
I'm a Paris lover.
Isn't that weird? Most
She's
people,
hot.
I like her, and I think she got a bad rap. Most people don't like her. I don't think I know anybody else who likes her other than us.
She's rich and parties all the time, and she's hot, and therefore people hate her. I don't see the problem.
Yeah, I don't quite understand. I don't know if it's jealousy, but if you say that to somebody, they refuse to say that it is jealousy. They're like, no, I'm not jealous. She's just a stupid bitch.
I don't know if people go around calling her a stupid bitch.
Yes, they do.
Leave Paris alone!
I've always been a fan. Not like a fan.
I'm a fan of her and Catherine Menig sitting on the couch with their arms around each other.
Shane?
Wearing matching hats. I'm a huge fan of that.
Catherine Menig looked very happy to be there with her, didn't she?
Yeah.
That's funny to see Catherine Menig as the starfucker instead of the other way around.
The show begins by pretty much literally speaking the thoughts inside my head. More lesbian sex. I want more of it. Let's see it. Let's see them hook up. And I was like, holy shit, there's cameras in here.
Oh. Who was that guy?
I don't even know. I think it was Tina's boss.
And then they show all of the possible hookups, which are obviously ridiculous. They show Bev and Sean, and they show Bev with Helen. And the whole time, Tina's like, that would never happen. That would never happen. Because they're talking about Bet.
They show Nina and Sean, but they did not show all possible combinations, you said. I mean, the whole show could have been that as far as I was concerned. And then, why not Bev, Sean, and Nina?
Yeah. Well, because they're friends. That'd be really weird. But what do you think would be the most awkward hookup out of the group of gay women? Don't include like Max or Kit.
Okay, the most awkward would be Bet and Kit.
I just said only include the gay girls.
Oh. Angelica and...
That's gross. No, seriously.
You said awkward. Awkward.
Gay girls.
Okay.
Casey and Elka. That'd be fucking weird.
That would never happen.
Paris and Jenny.
That would just be the big pillow fest. They'd just be laying there on the pillows like,
are you going to do something now? My kind of girls. What?
My eyeball's twitching at you right now.
I like the pillow queens.
Don't
queens.
Talk smack. You're implying something that isn't true.
Oh, no. I'm not implying that about you. I'm just saying. I think it's sexy.
What are you talking about? You
In
don't
general.
like anything that is a quality that I don't have. You
okay.
only like...
Hello?
It's Paris again. She won't stop texting us. Paris, we have lives, okay? We can't just hang out with you all the time watching
Give me back
Word.
my hat. Biatch. She looks good with dark hair.
She really does.
She'd look good on my bed. Okay.
You know what's weird?
That these two worlds are intersecting that we love. What's next? Like Rob and Big are going to be on the L Word?
I fucking hope not. Those different kinds of love.
Okay, what's weird?
Next to Catherine, Paris doesn't really look that thin anymore. She looks pretty healthy and pink and rosy-cheeked compared to Shane.
Yeah, she could totally take her down.
The two of them, get a potato chip and cut it in half and share it.
One of them licks the salt off.
The other one's breast.
That's a stupid internet rumor anyway.
Whatever. That's going to give me happy dreams for months.
I like that Paris is gay friendly and obviously likes to lick it.
Can we get back to the show here?
This is the show.
With Bev and Helen with the arm wrestling thing?
What's with that they're both giant spiders trying to have sex? There's too much leg and arm. The torsos are barely visible on those two. They're both like 6 feet tall. Their legs are 4 feet of that.
When they were talking about Bev and Helen hooking up, they were like holding hands and shoving each other like they didn't know who was the top. And then Tina, under her breath, says, when they're talking about how that could never happen, she
that
goes,
is always the
too
top.
much alike.
Too much alike?
That's what Tina said, and she should know.
I don't see that.
They're both brunette alpha females.
I don't see Helena as an alpha female.
In prison.
That's true.
With ambiguously racial women. How far can I take this? That's about it.
I definitely see Helena as a bottom and Bet super top.
No, Helena is a top. Have you not been watching?
Not on this show.
Yeah. Helena is a top. It's so obvious.
Okay, I
you haven't been paying attention to her.
I guess not.
What about the way she seduced Straighty Dylan?
Good point, good point.
Apparently Tina hooked up for that It's Just Lunch service.
I don't think are they gay friendly? Seems like they would be.
That was obviously an internet date gone bad. That was like
mortgage
a
broker?
Craigslist hookup or something.
Did you say Craigslist?
Yeah.
It's funny because Bet's like, what does she do for a living? Which Jody was like, that's rude.
I don't know. She was like, that's a stupid question. Or
I think that's a completely normal question.
yeah, especially when you don't know someone and there's only certain things you can. I mean, what are you going to ask? Does she like golf? They just met.
But then when she does say what she does, which is she's a mortgage broker, they all act like she just said she works at Dairy Queen. It's okay. That's all right.
There's nothing wrong with it. It's a valid life choice.
Completely normal job.
If Shane had been there, she could have told them how kinky real estate agents can be.
Who's a real estate agent?
Boob on the head girl.
Oh.
From last week.
Did you notice that Denise, I think was her name, Tina's date?
Mm-hmm.
She looked a lot like Lara. Like her eyes.
Oh, I don't think so at all. I didn't
think they're
see
related.
That. You think they're related? No. I did notice that Bet was wearing the ugliest shirt ever, and it hurt my television. I think it may be permanently damaged.
She was like a monochrome lumberjack.
I didn't
What the
get
fuck
it.
was she wearing?
And
her hair. She looked like Mrs. Brady.
If I were Denise, I would have been like,
Are you
all
kidding?
right, I got to get back to the office.
There are mortgages to broker. So I think that was a one-time appearance by Denise.
Yeah, that's it for her.
So do you think that comment about Angie being an artist is supposed to let us in on some future problems? Like, Bet's going to want her to be an artist, obviously, and Angie's going to want to be a mortgage broker.
Well, I started to think about that, but if that were the case, it means that they're planning really far ahead, which would be interesting. By the time the kid's old enough to have a personality, is the show still going to be on? That's like 10 years.
Obviously
but that
not.
could be interesting. Well,
I just wondered why they put it in.
That's what made me think that Angie's going to develop some sort of disability.
Disability?
Yeah, that will like be challenging for Bet, because then Angelica won't be able to live up to Bet's perfectionism.
Like she'll be blind?
No, I
What?
was thinking like dyslexic or have some sort of learning disability. I don't know, just something that would make her not so perfect.
Dyslexic makes you a better artist, though.
Yeah, I know, that's a bad example, but I couldn't think of...
Maybe she'll be a Republican. There's a disability.
I like how Max seems more laid back now.
Than
last season when he was a fucking spaz.
Well, he was on drugs throwing computers at the wall.
It's like he had PMS. And now he's like regular
Don't ever
guy.
mention that on the podcast again. We have a no PMS rule here.
Oh, we do?
Yeah, it's so stupid. What are we talking about?
We're talking about how Max is acting like a regular dude now.
Kinda.
It's too late because I already hate him. But if he had been this way from the beginning, everybody probably would have just liked him.
I'm still weirded out. I mean, it's only the second episode of the season, but I'm still weirded out by the fact that he's still on the show. I'm like, are they really starting a new storyline with him?
Why did they wrap everything up for Max last season and then he's back? They left Poppy wide open and she's fucking gone.
Who?
Disappeared. Poppy de la Pica Morales. What happened to Poppy? I just assumed that she'd be back in this episode, and that's why they didn't mention her last week, but no.
I do prefer that if she's gone, that they don't make up some stupid story like, oh, she's working in the bologna factory in Edgewood or whatever. Just don't even mention it. Because she wasn't really that important of a character, although she was very colorful for one season and then boom.
Well, she was buddies with Tasha. Tasha doesn't mention her. She was in Kit's bed. Kit doesn't mention her.
Alice.
Yeah, what the...
Helena fucked her. Everybody fucked her, except for Shane.
I think that's so weird.
Maybe she's coming. Maybe she'll be back, and that's why they haven't said about the bologna factory.
Does it have to be bologna?
Yes.
Can it be a veggie burger factory?
No.
Jody's interpreter has a little bathroom flirtation with Max. And he's kind of gushing a little bit about him at the table, and they're all like, oh. And then... That's pretty much...
Is that what they were doing?
That's what they did.
I don't recall Bet and Alice going...
That's what Bet always does.
That'd be sweet if she did.
So he's like, why? What's the deal with Max? And Bet says, well, he's a trans man. And that's it. That fact alone makes him unfuckable. I mean, he still has a butthole. No. Why would...
What?
Why would that make him unfuckable? She says it like just saying he's a trans man would make the other guy not interested in him.
No. That was in response to the interpreter asking, please tell me he's gay. And they're like, well, he's sort of... They didn't know how to answer, and that pretty much sums it up.
Boys.
Huh?
They know Max likes boys, don't they? Because he had that whole thing with Billy.
That was just like a weird power thing, I think. He wasn't like into Billy.
Sure he was. I mean, he was into parts of Billy.
Literally
into.
I don't know. I don't know if Max knows. So how can we expect to know what he's into?
That's true. And then their smooth exposition moment of the week. Jody's like, do you guys really think Paige burnt wax down? And they're all like, obs. To make us think that Paige burnt wax down when clearly it was Jared.
Which means what? This is going to come back into the storyline?
Oh, I think so. I mean, obviously they burned the building down in episode 1. By episode 12, we're going to find out who did it.
I thought it was just a reason to get her new scenery.
Oh, like she isn't at wax, so she has to go around doing hair?
Well, yeah, because that place was kind of not that exciting for scenery for a television show. It was a fucking skate shop with a bunch of teenage boys. I don't care about that. So now she's at the wedding with a bunch of hot chicks.
All right, I can see where you're going with that.
So I was a little bit surprised that they brought it up at the Planet.
So as soon as the interpreter is done gushing about how he wants to put his weenie in Max's butthole, Max starts talking about how he wants to put his weenie in Adele's butthole.
Do you think that's what it was going? No, I don't think so.
Do you think Max was being a starfucker? Like she's reading the book and I know the author of the book?
No, I think he was just like, hey, that's Jenny's book. I'm going to see what's up with this. I don't think he was like, ooh, I bet I can get laid because she's reading the book that my roommate wrote. Does he still live there?
They live together, but clearly
now
he's not into her anymore.
Well, yeah. Who the fuck would be? Yeah, he's obviously not into her. But don't you just think that he was being friendly?
Yeah, probably. What's with this ridiculous, let's make a super hot girl look frumpy by ratting her hair out and putting grandma glasses on her. She still has like perfectly sculpted eyebrows and it's ridiculous.
It reminds me of those movies where they turn like the ugly girl into a princess or whatever and she's always been pretty.
Yeah. You take your ponytail out and the glasses off and all of a sudden it's like the hottest girl in school.
The girl's totally attractive and they put this old sweatshirt from Target on her. What do you think the deal is with her?
Okay, well they had Jenny Schechter, right? And then they turned her into something else, which is totally unrelated to Jenny Schechter of the first 4 seasons.
Right.
So this is the new Jenny Schechter. This is Jenny 2. Jenny 2.0.
No, but she's not going to be like a main character.
Sure she is. I bet Jenny Schechter dies tragically this season.
No way.
And Adele becomes Jenny, and they just instantly transfer
Adele
everything
or Adele?
onto Adele.
Okay. No.
Jenny's like, it's a mini-me.
I think she's a wolf in sheep's clothing.
I can see that.
I think that she knows exactly what she's doing, and she's going to steal script.
She went to film school. That's not accidental. Yeah, maybe she's going to steal Jenny's life, and then Jenny will have to go back to writing in the garage. That's a good theory.
Because otherwise, where's this story going? Oh, it's like stupid. Another girl from the Midwest. Oh, no, she's from Florida, right?
Yeah.
Which
that's
is
even
worse.
So there's obviously going to be a Jenny Adele showdown.
I don't know.
There's going to be hair pulling.
I'm eager to see what happens with this, actually. But what do you think of the girl?
She has kind of a veiny forehead, but she's pretty.
I think she's just blah. But I think that's what they want us to think.
Yeah, but if she combs her hair, all of a sudden, she might look completely different.
She's supposedly too poor to eat and
carries apparently everything she owns around with her in a giant duffel bag. And then suddenly we switch to a British sex farce starring Shane.
Yes, the straighty wedding.
Yeah, that was the unstraightest wedding. Why did everyone in the wedding party look like someone else?
What?
From the show?
They all look like one another.
No, okay. The bride, obviously, is supposed to represent
Madison.
Carmen. Well, first of all, the maid of honor looks strangely like Dana. Didn't you think?
Who's the maid of honor? Abigail?
Yeah.
The sister?
Yeah. She looked a lot like
They
Dana.
were just all thin brunettes.
Okay, apparently you weren't looking at their faces.
I did look at their faces, but no, I didn't see Dana.
I thought she looked just like Dana.
I don't think the bride looked like Carmen either.
Although they implied that the bride reminded Shane of Carmen. Probably because she was crying, and that's what Shane made Carmen do.
A bride crying Carmen.
Yeah. And then the mom, uncanny resemblance to Sherry Jaffe.
No.
Totally.
Not naked.
No. I don't know what that was all about. It was like the ghosts of Shane's sexual past coming back to haunt her.
She didn't have sex with Dana. Did she?
I don't think so, but...
Don't call me a butt. Okay, so let's see. Her opportunities at the wedding are the MILF, the mother of the bride, Gina, the bridesmaid, Abigail, the maid of honor / sister, and Madison, the bride. Which one would you have picked?
I think Gina was the cutest.
So do I. But obviously you'd pick the bride just for the perverse nature.
That's your thing.
It's not my thing.
You have a sick attraction for women in bridal wear.
This is true. No, just the bride.
Well, yeah, that's what I meant. This is some kind of dirty Las Vegas thing, isn't it?
I did have an experience with a bride in Vegas, but it wasn't that vivid. And no, it's like they're all dressed up in white. They're pristine. They're marrying some dude. And if you can interject, that's like the most perverse, awesome thing ever.
You're a dirty, dirty girl, Casey.
Plus, they always wear really interesting things underneath.
That's true. This is our first booby of the boob count. We get a little bit of side boob on the first of Shane's many conquests of the day.
Wait, I don't want to lead people to believe the wrong thing. The girl in Vegas just sat on my lap.
If that's what you want to call
Nothing
it.
happened.
Sure. Why are you so pink? Oh my God.
No, I just realized that I may have given the wrong impression there.
They don't call her the Great Converter for nothing.
I can't read my own writing. Did we go to the jailhouse yet? You're in the jailhouse now.
I think she does it with the other
You're
sister
in the jailhouse now.
before the jail.
What?
Before the shower scene, Shane does the other sister already. In the, what was that, the pool house?
Wait, she only did one sister and one friend.
I think that they were both sisters because the one girl they introduced as her sister, but then at the end the other girl was like, Mom!
Oh.
So I think they were all three sisters.
That's really dirty.
I know. It's
Okay.
like, I don't even think she had time to wash her hands in between.
Oh, at least she's not a caterer.
Your wedding present is hepatitis A.
I was actually thinking that at one point about her hands because they showed them, and I was like, I didn't imagine her going to the bathroom and washing. Well, what the hell? The one girl like had a nervous breakdown and started crying.
That was unrealistic because Shane got all freaked out when the girl started crying, but a lot of girls do that.
What?
A lot of girls, like, if they have a really good then they start crying a little bit.
Yeah,
Shane
but she was like
to that.
freaking out.
Shane should be used to girls crying.
And she looked like she really did look like she was in pain. She was a little bit too.
She was a little high strung, huh?
Just a little.
I want him to see us together. Oh my God. She had enormous nipples.
There were a lot of enormous nipples in this episode.
It almost looked like she was breastfeeding.
Okay, so yeah, she fucks Gina, she fucks Abigail, and then the bride, for some reason, confides in Shane all this stuff. Like, she's got all these people around her who are closer to her, obviously, but she tells all this shit. Do you think she was just trying to get some?
Yes.
She inappropriately confided in Shane. She's the fucking hairdresser. She showed up one day. Has anybody ever done that to you? Like, this person, isn't that the weirdest and awesome thing ever?
It is interesting, but it's also like a sign of someone is a little crazy, and you probably shouldn't give them your real phone number.
You think?
I don't know. Oversharing is kind of a turn off.
Well, like, if somebody you know overshares, it's a turn off. But if you know you're never going to see this person again, and then they tell you something that is very personal, I think that's interesting. And it's just all about human nature. Okay.
The worst is if you're on an airplane and you have an oversharer.
Oh, no.
One time I was like going on vacation and I sat on a plane next to the child abuse investigator and she was chatty.
No.
That was before I had an iPod. Thank God now I could just put the...
Old people ignore iPods, though. They just act like they don't even see those things in your ears. So Shane starts drinking a lot at the wedding, and then Tina and Jenny show up.
By this point, Shane looks really bored of vagina. She's like, God, if I see another vagina today, I am just going to fall asleep.
I think that, okay, obviously when they showed the scenes from next week, they showed that Shane's going to give up on sex. Is it supposed to be due to this incident? Because this was just silly and hilarious. That wouldn't drive you to be like, all right, that's it. It's gotten out of hand.
Well, maybe it's a combination of real estate and the wedding party, and she's just, realizing she wants to be master of her domain.
Well, she's not going to be able to be master of her domain if she's not having sex.
You know what I meant.
It's the opposite. Master of your domain means that you don't masturbate.
Okay. So she's just going to stop being the master of everyone else's domain.
So then we see Jenny shows up at the wedding with her new assistant, and she's wearing what?
What did you think of Jenny's dress?
I thought it looked like... Why are they all wearing black?
At a wedding.
Tina was wearing black. Jenny was wearing black. The woman sitting in front of them was wearing black.
I thought Jenny looked like a huge black peep.
She looked ridiculous. I don't know what that was.
She looked like if a strong wind blew, she might float away.
The fashion in this episode was interesting.
It was questionable.
Yes. I'm not digging on the half-lid, triple-layer blue eyeshadow. Jenny had it on, and so did Alice.
Uh-huh.
I don't like that.
I've noticed that before, that sometimes Alice's and Jenny's makeup looks really similar.
They're supposed to be the young, hip ones or something. Are they supposed to be the ones with the most money? No. Well, I like that makeup way better on Jenny than on Alice. Alice is looking a little... I don't know. I mean, it's hard to make Alice look bad, but she's looking a little dingy or something this season.
Well, I noticed in this episode, at one point in the restaurant, Alice's nose was like really red.
What?
And I was like, this is so weird. What's wrong with her? And I think she was maybe sunburned, and they tried to cover it with makeup, and it made her look a little... you know how heavy makeup can make your skin look dull? I don't know, but in the restaurant, her nose looked really red, and either something was up with our TV, or
just the nose was right.
Yeah, like she looked kind of sunburned, or maybe like she had a cold or something. I don't know. It was very distracting.
Maybe she did. Maybe she was feeling a little bit under the weather, because she looked a little pasty, and not like sexy pasty, like pasty.
Yeah, something was different about Alice just in this episode.
And every scene that they showed her in, it was like in a dark room. So, yeah, I bet she was either sunburned or not feeling well. And what's her car this season? They still haven't shown her car.
Fascinating.
It is. Everybody's interested to see if she's still driving that stupid Mini Cooper. Jenny, hello. Okay. When they're leaving the wedding, Shane runs out and jumps into a Porsche Carrera. Jenny. Really, Poppy?
Okay, Shane's like looking in the valet thing, trying to find her keys. I'm like, Shane, look in the limes. Your keys are in the limes.
So she just left her car there? It's the people's house. She's going to have to go back. They're going to be waiting in the Jeep.
She's going to make Jenny's assistant go get it.
That mom. No, that lady should not have been naked on national television. The mom. The girls were hot. The mom's body was fucking momish.
Some girls' mothers are bigger than other girls' mothers. Some girls are bigger than others. Some girls are bigger than others. Some girls' mothers are bigger than other girls' mothers.
You have nothing to say about this. I know you have something to say about this.
I don't want to.
Yes, she's an older woman, but I mean, Sherry Jaffe had like 6 points on this chick. I don't even know what she was. She was like a tube with partial boobs or something.
I didn't understand it.
I can't believe Shane fucked her. Shane! What are you thinking?
That was really weird. When Shane walked in the door, the lady was posing so hard that you could almost hear her muscles creaking with the strain.
Shane should just do wedding hair. Bride after bride. That'd be a good profession to go into. Okay, are we done with the wedding?
Yeah, let's talk about prison sex. Well, the prison sex scene really upped the booby count for the show. In that one little scene, there were 11.
Yeah.
And 2 of them were nice.
On 2 different people?
No, I'm exaggerating. Some of them were nice, and some of them were okay. And I mean, really, it's pretty hard to show boobs that are completely not. All right, I'm lost.
What are
here.
You talking about?
I'm lost.
Yeah, you're lost in the booby count. I saw a lot of boobs that I would rather not have seen. Yeah, those were some real lesbians. But what was with, the lady that ended up threatening Helena?
Jackie.
Oh, I didn't know she had a name. Yeah, the blonde older woman.
Mm-hmm.
Did you notice that she was washing her boobs for like 10 minutes straight?
Yes.
Her boobs don't get that
Where
dirty.
was she hiding the knife?
In her anus? I don't know.
That lady looks like a Tammy.
Oh,
doesn't she? I couldn't believe her name was Jackie. That's obviously a Tammy right there.
They should have called her Tammy. Okay, and then she does it. Then it happens. She drops the soap.
And everyone's all like, ooh.
This is exactly what we were talking about. Okay, first of all, to the listeners out there, maybe we shouldn't say that.
Marco. Hello.
We were just fucking with you. Of course we know what drop
I
the
didn't
soap
know
means.
if you were serious or not.
Oh,
I thought
on.
You may not. Okay, it's one of those things where you think you know, but how do you know? No one ever actually explains it to you. You just assume that you know.
Well, yeah.
But now we know. It means that someone's going to rub her prison knife on your inner thigh after she pulls it out of its hiding spot.
Which was not hidden under her boobs because she was washing those suckers.
Dusty comes to Helena's rescue in the shower with a towel strategically draped over her top.
I noticed that. Do you think she doesn't want to show her boobs on TV, or do you think
Probably.
Okay. Right, so something's going to happen, obviously, between Dusty. Have you ever met anyone with that name?
A dog.
Hey, Dusty, you homicidal maniac. I mean, you tax evader.
I totally like Dusty.
Huh?
She's so interesting looking. She's so tough and cool.
I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
I am surprised that her cellmate didn't end up to be just some hot chick.
Like a lipstick lesbian?
Don't say that. Just another hot girl. Like, she looks like she'd be in prison.
Oh. Okay, well, have you...
I mean, she's got big muscles and stuff.
Do you know anything about her, the actress?
No.
Her name is Lucia. She is probably actually, literally, the toughest woman in the whole world.
What?
Okay, first of all, guess how old she is. She's 40. Can you believe that lady is 40?
Yes.
She looks like she is super
48.
tough. Okay, she does not look 48. Okay. You are just so... Okay, this actress is actually a Dutch undefeated kickboxing/boxing champion.
Sweet.
She's like the toughest lady ever. She retired from kickboxing because she got bored because no woman could ever compete with her. And she never lost.
Do you think she's going to be off the show after next week? That'd be unfortunate. It's interesting.
Who knew that Dutch people knew how to fight?
I can't talk about Dutch people.
Why, you have a problem with Dutch people?
They invented the Dutch oven. That's disgusting.
Oh, come on.
It's gross. The grossest
didn't
thing
invent
ever
it.
invented.
They didn't invent
Why
it.
they call it the Dutch oven. Because their ovens smell like farts. That's gross. The first time somebody does that to you, you're just instantly, you hate the Dutch.
Someone actually did that to you?
You've never had anybody do that?
Obviously, you used to date men. If
Oh,
you've
no.
experienced
It was like I was like 9, and it was like at a slumber party or something.
Did someone abuse you with farts?
What
What kind of slumber parties did you... When I went to slumber parties, we braided each other's hair.
That's
And
so
at
gay.
yours, that you were farting on each other's heads.
Hell yes. Wait, you don't fart on the head? Do you know what a Dutch oven is?
Yes.
You don't fart on the head. Well, you fart on the head, but that's not what
I
a
do
Dutch...
not fart.
Oh! My God. Okay. So you don't know what it is.
Yeah, I do.
What is it?
I am not saying because it's gross and I don't want to talk about this.
You put the blanket over somebody's head and then you fart underneath the blanket. You don't fart on their head.
You would know.
I've never done it to anyone. Have I?
Why you look at me like, I don't know.
Well, if I had done it to anyone, it would be you.
Probably.
Okay, so anyway, I could take her. What? I could take her. I'm saying. Kickbox.
She would pick you up and flick you like a booger.
I could take her. I'm telling you. Pow, pow, pow. I'm going to be a boxer.
Oh, yeah.
Fly like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Our friend keeps inviting us to go to the kickboxing gym.
That
She's
girl's
always like, your first class is free. Like,
not
we're going to
the
be like,
point.
oh, I'm going to go kickbox then if the first class is free.
Yeah, it's free because you get to be used as like the pump. What?
Like it's the money that's keeping us from going.
She's like a foot shorter than me, and she could kick my ass.
Oh, yeah. She'd hurt you at thumb wrestling.
Anyway, so I think she might. It seems like there's a tiny bit of drama ensuing between Helena and Dusty, which is so fucking bizarre. Come on. What the hell's going to happen between those two?
Maybe Mrs. Peabody will hire Dusty to help her with some tax evasion. Do you think they sat around in the writer's room like, what's the pussiest crime? Shoplifting? No, what's even pussier than shoplifting?
She's like, I didn't kill anybody. It was tax evasion.
Do you think that made Helena want to have sex with her more or less?
Yeah, I wondered that. Like, is that going to take away from the whole I'm fucking a bad girl thing? I don't know, but Helena.
They should leave her in jail the whole season.
Why?
It could be a whole spin-off, a whole other drama of girls in prison. I know it's been done before, but...
I don't know, but Helena has the best sex face ever. Her O face is good. It's the teeth. It's those bunny rabbit teeth that do it. They're so cute.
Okay, come back down to earth.
Cutest
Casey.
moments on the show. Helena being fucked. That's not cute, but her face, it's just so... She's adorable. And when Jenny was like, when the girl brought in the big mixer or whatever she bought her, the $1,000 mixer, and it had the... What? Why are you laughing?
Because it was cute.
It had the piece of cake on top of it, and she just eats it right off the box, and then she's like, I don't like that. I loved her. I can't believe I'm like the only one left in the world who loves Jenny.
You really are. She
You
used
don't
to be
like
my
her?
favorite, and now, I mean, she's funny, but I feel a little ripped off that they spent all this time building her into this complex, interesting person, and now she's a cardboard cutout.
What are you talking about? She's not a cardboard cutout. She's completely interesting.
She's a whole different character.
No, she's not.
If
She
they
was
had
a writer. She was a growing writer. Then she became a successful writer. Now she's a pretentious asshole. That's what happens. And she has
Right.
every right to be. She's an artist. That girl worships her. She's like, you changed my life. You saved my life. Jenny, the character, saved Adele's life. She has a right to act like an asshole.
Oh my god, it's just like us.
Well, I want that car then. The point is, she is actually this talented, gifted artist. But you think the point is she's an asshole and she's going to get it for that.
And I'm going to give it to her.
I don't like
know.
that.
I don't like that.
That's how Paris Hilton would say it.
What do you think Kit was in the clink for?
The clink?
I'm an 80-year-old man now, apparently.
Is that what they call it? The clink?
Sure.
I think it's the clinker.
No, it isn't. For real?
Probably like drunk driving. I don't know. Jackie Brown. Tax evasion. We go to Phyllis's office and Joyce brings her flowers. And then Phyllis lays it on the line. She's like, I want to see other people. And Joyce freaks out. She's not okay with it. It's so weird how Sybil Shepherd has become a good actress on this show. Has she always been a good actress?
I don't know. I haven't really seen her in anything.
I don't know if she's a good actress or... I know she's drunk all the time. I love it. She was drunk on this show.
What are you talking about?
You can see it in her... You can see it in her face.
That might just be Botox.
No. I don't know. I like her. Well, if they break up, what's going to happen to the character of Joyce? Or Phyllis? One of them's probably going to have to leave, right? Or is there going to be like drama, weird drama about this Camilla character?
Well, A, they're lesbians, so they're still going to travel in the same social circle, even if they have a horribly ugly breakup. But what I think is that Phyllis is Bet's boss, so she's in. And I think Joyce might end up representing Tasha, so that's her in. Although if Tasha picks Joyce to represent her, she's pretty much giving up because Joyce is clearly a huge dyke and everybody knows it.
Okay, let's talk about this. What's the deal with Tasha? Obviously, she's being investigated for homosexual conduct. Which means, to most people, if that happens to them... First of all, this never fucking happens. Right?
I don't know. How do you know?
I've heard that this, like, never happens if they have
I know
any...
someone that got dishonorably discharged because she was gay.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
The way that I understood it was, if they can keep you, they're going to keep you.
I don't know.
At any rate, what are her options? She can either try to get honorably discharged by basically don't ask, don't tell, so she doesn't have to say anything, but then they can honorably discharge her, which means like what? You still get all your benefits or something. Or she can completely deny and pretend and act like she's not gay and then hope to stay in this institution of fucked upness. Like, I don't get it.
But that's what she wants.
I don't understand.
Yeah, you don't get it, but that's what she wants to be in the military. That's her thing.
Are they going to explain this to us? Because I'm confused, as I'm sure most people are.
I'm pretty sure they're not going to explain it to you because I think the people that write the L word don't get it either. How could they? They're a bunch of liberals in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm. I think that they have a responsibility to do that. If they're going to bring this topic up.
Hey, look how well they handled Max.
Yes, I'm sure the transgender community is very pleased with that one. Okay, well, I wish that they would because I don't get it at all. I have no understanding of it.
It'd be different if she were in the Air Force. Then I would get it because some people just want to be a pilot really bad.
Then they would go to the Navy, but okay.
The Navy is boats, honey.
Yeah, the Navy. The Navy is where all the fighter pilots come from.
That doesn't make any sense at all.
Trust me.
Are you fucking
Top
with
Gun.
me?
He was a naval officer.
Nuh-uh.
Yes!
They were Air Force. They
No!
fly for air. Naval.
Okay, no.
One is for belly button and one is for flying.
No, I understand what you're saying, obviously. God damn it.
Sit still, you crazy?
I understand what you're saying, but the best pilots come from the Navy, from what I understand. Anyway, who the fuck cares? The point is, she's in the Army, right?
Yeah.
Why does she want to be in the Army? She could easily just go be an underwear model. Why does she want to be in the Army?
She really is. Like, Rose Rollins is so pretty that it distracts me. Like, I'm trying to take notes on the show for the podcast, and then I'm like, oh my God. She's like a sculpture.
She is really beautiful.
She, to me, is evidence that there might actually be robots that are passing among us as if they were real humans.
Robots don't have good skin like that.
She's inhumanly pretty. What?
Her boobs, they're like perfect.
I can't find a single, even
Her hair.
slight imperfection about her.
Her hair could be better in her clothes, but
I
as
like
far as
her hair,
you like her little bun?
because all the other girls on the show have these big rolling curls and extensions, and it's nice for someone to just be a little bit straightforward,
Who has rolling curls and extensions?
like everybody.
Like who?
I mean, I don't want to give you a list.
Getting back to the scene, we've done it. We were distracted by her looks. We were talking about this. We had this topic we were discussing, and then we're like, she's really pretty. I don't know. She's got nice boobs.
She's the kind of girl that if you saw her and you're out with your girlfriend, you would forget that it was your girlfriend, and the both of you would be like, oh my God, she's so hot. Oh my
Like
God,
that
I know,
girl?
she's so hot. And then we'd be like, oh, not as hot as you, honey.
No, we don't say not as hot as you, honey. Like that girl who was walking down the sidewalk with the mini skirt
Oh my
and the
God.
trench coat. You were like, I was like, what are you looking at?
Check out that girl. Look at that girl. Pull the car up. Look at the girl.
Yeah, she was like a model. Okay, anyway, I'm assuming everybody knows. Let's face it. You're the smart one here. So explain it to me. The whole Tasha military, why she wants to be a part of this terrible structured organization that is now putting her on a stand and saying, you're gay! Get the fuck out of here!
I don't get it. I don't know.
Well, come on,
But
get some
it
insight.
happens. People, how am I going to get some insight?
Well, use that giant brain of yours and squeeze something out of it.
Look, I've got more important things to do, okay?
All right, well, what do you think's going to happen then? She's going to get booted?
Going to get booted.
And then what?
She'll get post-traumatic stress.
No.
They'll probably boot her, take away her benefits, and do experiments on her. I think we just have to wait and see how it unfolds. I mean, that's the way it is. You don't think a bunch of straight girls are going out and joining the army, do you? It's like a bunch of dykes, and then they get...
I don't know any girls in the military. I knew one girl who went into the Air Force, but she was straight. Well, do you think Alice dealt with it in a reasonable manner?
Yes. Because
You
she's
do?
obviously confused and has no understanding of it, but Tasha's hot, so she's like, I'll stand by you.
At first you said that it was wrong that Alice told Bet and Jody what was going on.
Well, yeah.
I don't think it's wrong.
It's not her business. Tasha said, I don't want you to talk about this to other people yet. What if Tasha had herpes? And Alice is just,
You're
and she's
equating-
like, don't tell anyone, okay? And then Alice is like, well, I thought like maybe they should know that you have herpes. I mean, if you,
This is a terrible
if your girlfriend
comparison.
says, confides something in you and says, don't tell, that means you don't tell.
Now Alice is part of the don't ask, don't tell situation. This is bullshit. The whole thing's bullshit. I'm pissed.
What are you going to do about it?
We're not going to do anything.
Vote Democrat, kids.
Well, they're not going to do anything either. Okay. So they go out to dinner with Jody and Bet, which seems like a very strange foursome to me.
Alice and Bet are friends. They've been friends forever. I find it completely normal.
Okay. What are they going to talk about?
It's so sad. Jody's deaf, and
Yeah.
now she's going blind.
That's a terrible joke.
Obviously, her hair is fucking horrible.
What were they thinking?
Not only is it crimped, But, like, crimping takes a long time. Not only is it like that on purpose, but she, like, spent a lot of time trying to make her hair look like that.
Bet would never date somebody with crimped hair. Come on.
She's putting down a hair will be crimped.
She's putting down a mortgage broker and she's dating someone with crimped hair.
Seriously. And stonewashed jeans. Okay, so 2 significant things happened at the restaurant. The first one is that poor Phyllis cannot unload Joyce. Phyllis cannot get rid of Joyce.
Even though earlier in the day, Joyce told Phyllis, I'm going to leave you to think about your actions. Which, that's like the perfect if you're trying to get rid of somebody, if you're trying to be like, I need to see other people, and they say that, you're like, yay! Okay, please, I need you to leave me here to think about my actions. Get the fuck out! Go! Get on with your life! But then later they're at dinner together. God, they're such lesbians.
Don't break up with someone at a fancy restaurant over dinner.
Why?
Because you can't. It's dinner. Like, there's a time frame that you must sit there. And
well, she already broke up with her earlier in the day. But Joyce was like, I'm rich, I'm smart, I'm great in bed. You'll never find anyone better than me. That's a good line, if it's true.
That's so true that Bet says some lesbians you have to break up with more than once.
I think they used that line in a different season.
Okay, and the other significant thing that happened at dinner was Alice and Tasha totally stuck Bet with the check.
Well, she should be used to that. Whoever makes the most money gets stuck with the check. I don't know, maybe they hadn't ordered dinner yet.
No, because Bet had a plate in front of her that looked like most of the food had been eaten already. Because I checked, because I was like, I can't believe they're just going to go. And she's like, oh, can you hand me my purse? I waited for her to go in the purse, but no, they just prance off.
If Bet was your friend, you'd be like, let's get the fuck out of here.
Pretend we're having a fight so that we can storm out and she'll pay.
She's got Kiki Smith on her living room wall. Let's get the fuck out. Now. That's the only reason they're friends with her.
That's why Joyce and Phyllis went over to their table. They're like, come on, let's go over there, have a couple of drinks.
So then Tasha gets pissed at Alice, and there's some fine acting going on. That seemed like a real tiff to me. That seemed very accurate. Like, you want to say something, but you could see Alice biting her tongue and be like, okay, I'm going to say the right thing here instead of saying what I want to say. And so she did, and it worked. And they're both stressed out and trying to not hurt one another's feelings, and at the same time, like, I thought that was just an extremely accurate little argument. Did you not?
No, I agree with you.
What if you were out with your girlfriend and she was like, this one can't wait to get home and get between the sheets? What if I would said that? What do you think Joyce's deal is?
She's so crass. She chews with her mouth open, and yet she thinks she's the perfect catch.
She's so fucking bizarre and like yicky that you kind of like her.
Totally. She's almost playing the exact same character that she played in 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Ew. And then we're left with Jody and Bet. And Jody says something about, like, you're not going to come back to my place because you won't walk around in bare feet. What's that all about? I didn't understand.
Jody acted like it was a flaw in Bet that Bet doesn't like a filthy home. Again,
you mean
I don't get where
Jody's
home coming from here. She could use the tablecloth as a rug for Bet's clean little feet to walk on.
You could make a little pathway.
She's offended that, I don't get it. I don't get it at all.
It's like they're trying to make it seem like Bet is this neurotic person, and she's completely not. All of a sudden, they're like, you'll get weirded out if you have to walk on the floor, or if I don't have a tablecloth. I mean, she's a completely normal person before this season, and now they're like, she's crazy!
If she crosses the threshold on an odd step, she has to go back and repeat it 3 times.
Don't step on the crack! So, scenes from next week, which I thought this episode was a little bit... They came into the season, it was like a flood of stuff going on. And then this episode was a little bit slow, so I'm hoping that the next one has got more going on.
This one was good, though. I mean, it had the prison shower scene. That was interesting.
It was interesting. Yeah, but the next one's going to have like a robbery, Shane declaring her celibacy, Tina gets a new girlfriend, and Peabody gets out of jail. Supposedly.
Do you think Shane's celibacy will last more than 40 minutes?
I don't really see the point. What's the point? It's not the sex that's driving her crazy. Is it?
I don't know.
The sex is what makes you sane if you're crazy. Like she'd be
doesn't
nuts without it. And that's what we're going to find out this season on the L Word.
Alrighty.
On the L Word. So I think next week there's going to be a new character. The blondish, brown-haired Tina girlfriend. There weren't really any laugh out loud scenes this episode. Did you laugh out loud on this one?
Yes, when she said tax evasion.
Okay. So did I. I think when they first showed the prison boobs, I was like, I don't know, but my brain started to melt a little bit on top. So what was the booby count?
The booby count was high. Let me see.
You're high.
So the first maid of honor, we saw maybe half of a side boob.
That counts as 1.
Then we had 2 of the other maid of honor.
3.
There were 11 boobs in the prison shower.
14. 11! All on one person.
Then there was the MILF.
16.
That's it.
16 boobs!
Plus Shane's panties, because her pants were falling down as she was running out of the house.
She had boys' panties. They look like boys' panties to me. Tidy whities.
Yeah, they did.
She needs to get some drawers. Some new drawers. Does she always wear boys' panties?
I think she might.
So far this season, we haven't seen any of the people's cars other than Jenny's. It's always interesting. We saw Shane's driving that Jeep, which I think she used to have a black Jeep, and now it's like green. And Jenny has that ridiculous. Jenny has a Carrera, and that's it. I'm curious to see. Last season, Tina was driving some ridiculous family mobile. Remember?
No.
It had like 16 windows on the side.
I never pay attention to their cars.
And Alice has always driven that. Well, she's always driven a Mini Cooper, although I think it's changed colors. Mm-hmm. So I'm curious to see if she's still going to be driving it. I predict that Alice is going to have a completely different car if they show her in anything.
Maybe she'll get a little motor scooter so that she can keep up with Tasha on her motorcycle.
Oh, that's right. She drives a motorcycle. I don't know. And Bet has like a blue Saab, I think. Like a Saab 900. Convertible.
I don't know.
That's an old car, though. I bet she has a new car by now.
How's that highlighter taste? Is it yummy? You're making love to that orange highlighter.
Making love?
That orange highlighter is getting more action than I've gotten lately.
All right, listeners. So we need your tips, and we need them now. Fill the tip jars. We haven't had any tips for a long, long, long time.
I do it for the love.
I don't. No, I do too. It's just sad. Aww. We used to get some, like, every time we put out a podcast, we get some. And now, nothing.
You're so crass.
We need new microphones. Listen to us. This isn't even what our voices sound like. Then they'll get to know what our voices sound like.
You're so subtle, Casey. That's what I like about you.
Just think about how many hours you've listened to the Planet Podcasts. And then compare that to how much you've spent on, like think about how much a CD costs. What is a CD, like $18?
These people just pirate all their music. No one buys CDs anymore.
Good point. All right. What are you going to do tomorrow?
I like how you bring up that they should tip us, and yet you don't say how or where or anything like that.
You know where our tip jars are. Where are they?
theplanetcast.blogspot.com. As always, our email is theplanetcast@gmail.com. You can
eat my butt.
Find our forum at theplanetcast.proboards106.com, where you can chat about what color panties you're wearing today. God, I can't
Don't forget to tip your local podcaster.
This is like the PBS telethon.
All right. We're out of here. Adios, amigas.
Bye-bye, Toe.
Good times for a change. See, the look I've had can make a good man turn bad. So please, 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 let me get what I want this time. Haven't had a dream in a long time. See, the life I've had can make a good man bad. So for once in my life, let me get what I want. Lord knows it would be the first time. Lord knows it would be the first time.
You're such a cranky little hoe.
Nerdville.
Oh.
You live there.
You live with me. Tip jars!
You have no idea what's going on, do you?